F the Raiders. F the Raiders. That's a sweep. The Broncos go 2-0 against the Raiders this year, and I want to welcome everybody into the DNVR post-game show presented by Bet365. You can download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets and a code for the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. I am Todd Davis, along with my boy Knowshon Moreno, here to break down the Broncos game against the Raiders. And boy, oh boy, it was a great game.
Great game.
Did you like the horns?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that. I thought the ball was coming out again.
One more time. Horns
up one more time, man. Come on.
Yeah. We like that. So the Broncos came in, got the dub today, 29-19. Hard-fought game. We talked about it before the game. If it wasn't a blowout, how would we feel? After you watch this game, what are your first big takeaways?
I guess the first big takeaway, I mean, we knew it was gonna be a tight game, like we said, coming into this one. I guess the biggest takeaway was my game changer. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking about?
My game changer.
Who you talking about?
Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? That was my game changer. You know what I mean? Another good performance. I think he went out there and did what he had to do. And we got this win. It got close there at the end. You know what I mean? But, I mean, when it's on that side of the ball, when it's the opposing offense that got to drive down on our defense, I got a lot of confidence in that.
Yeah.
So it got close, but defense held tight and got it done. And we put enough points on the board to come out of here with a victory. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters at the end of the day, no matter what the score was. So it was a good day.
We got the dub. It was a hard-fought dub. And if you are wondering about Bo Nix' stats, he had 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, continues to take care of the football. And in the pregame show, we did have a bet that if Bo Nix had 240 yards and 2 touchdowns, Knowshon would chug a beer. But I think, I don't know if we have any Coors Lights here present. We might have to find one, have somebody bring it up from the bar. I just wanted to throw that out there. But Bo Nix continues. He continues to have a day. He continues to roll. What do you think about his performance specifically? I feel like this was a great job of Sean Payton setting him up for success. Not so many tough throws today. I thought it was more of a yak game.
Exactly.
And his wide receivers did a great job of, getting yards after the catch.
Exactly. I think that's what we were talking about during the game. He protected the ball, number one. That's always number one. And then number two, you got to give kudos to these wide receivers for, like you said, yak plays. And that's yards after catch. You know what I mean? You saw a couple screens in the backfield, a couple hitches that they took for 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? Keep the chains moving. So I agree with you on that one. A good game plan from Sean Payton, knowing that they were going to play a lot of zone and put it up to your playmakers to go out there and make the plays for you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what would you say, like 100 yards maybe after catch today? You would give that to the wide receivers and running backs?
Yeah, easily. I felt like they were able to make big plays for Bo. They did good on some screens, some crossing routes. I feel like they really were able to, help solidify Bo in the passing game and really attack this, limited Raiders defense. Courtland Sutton had 8 targets, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 great passes from Bo.
Almost 100 piece. Almost 100 piece.
And I felt like really, honestly, it felt like a mismatch all day. Courtland Sutton, really had a great job or did a great job of, coming down or coming up with some big catches. And it didn't matter who was guarding him. Really didn't feel like anybody could guard him today.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Dang, I was going to say something about that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, I guess, rain on this paper. But I feel like a lot of his catches, I mean, he's always falling down. Is that just me? He's the only falling down and he's catching the ball.
You got to ask the Toyota chat.
Yeah, someone please tell me. Is it just me? I don't know. Every time I see him catch a ball, he's sliding. I'm like, why is he sliding? Just catch the ball and run.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's tough coming across that middle. You know what I'm saying? It's a different job when you're asked to come across the middle and you're running slants. You got the linebacker right there.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, man.
Yeah.
There's no excuses for me on that part, but it seems sometimes that he gets the short arms coming across the middle for some odd reason, always falling down. But at the end of the day, it was a good performance by him. Did Cosby have any sacks?
I think Crosby may have gotten home one time. Let me check the stats just to be sure.
Because I don't remember him getting home, so I want to, maybe give kudos to that line on that side or whoever was guarding him at the time. I know McGlinchey had a couple bad penalties early on in the game. It's like, bro, come on, what is going on? That's 25 yards that you giving up this game. But 0 sacks by Crosby, bro. So, I mean, besides those penalties and those bad plays, no sacks from Crosby you got to give a plus to that offensive line, no?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, per all the stats, we have the best pass blocking offensive line in the league right now. And, for a rookie quarterback, that's his best friend, especially for a quarterback who is able to, use his legs and get out of the pocket too. I know the O-line's doing a really good job, but even when there is pressure, I think Bo Nix is doing a good job evading pressure and still keeping his eyes downfield. A couple good throws tonight that he made on the run. There was 1 or 2 I thought he would have liked to have back. He didn't set his feet.
For sure.
But ultimately, the O-line and Bo Nix are playing really good football.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of just getting out the way. There was a couple in there. There was probably maybe 2 or 3 that they could have gotten home on him. You know what I mean? But he used his legs to scramble a little bit. One of those, passes outside the pocket there or dumping it off to the back. So when you got a quarterback that can do that, I mean, you stay out of harm's way a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely puts the team in the best position to win on any given down. Got to shout out Devon Bailey. He had 6 catches for 80 yards. Are you surprised at the role he's playing and how, important he's become to this team? Josh Reynolds, he's out with some injuries. Is that the best way to say it? Injuries? Is it injuries if it happens outside of football?
It's injury.
Yeah, he's injured, right?
He's injured.
Okay. He's out
if
with
you
some
fall and break your back, you're still injured, even if you're not playing.
I agree. So he's out with some injuries, and I feel like Devon Bailey has quickly become the number 2 wide receiver. And, when you talk about a good team, you want to have 2 or 3 guys that can really play some good football.
Yeah, when we talked about it, that a lot of these younger guys were going to have to step up. The Franklins, the Vele's, these guys that have to step up, and it can't just be all Sutton.
Yeah.
So to see them, finally coming about and having these good games, these confident boost games, is definitely tremendous. And kudos to the coaches for putting them in those positions. And they got to go out there and make the plays, and they have. Also, they all like 30 years old, all these guys. I mean, Bo and him are what, 27, 25, 24?
At 24.
Yeah, So, yeah, I would hope
How
that
old
they're
were you
out there
coming
doing
in the
that.
league?
I was 22.
Okay.
That's 2 years. I mean, think about yourself 2 years after you came in. You were way different.
Yeah, we was rocking and rolling.
Yeah, for sure. But still, you still got to go out there and make the plays, and that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
So you'd love to see it. You'd love to see those guys go out there and doing what they have to do because we're going to need it later on. And this next game, we're going to need the next game. Let's just say that, man. Forget about the last 3 games. We could stop talking about that because we already know.
Yep.
But we're going to need that for this next game as well.
Real quick, I got to address a couple of comments in the chat saying Bo Nix is Rookie of the Year. Well, he's definitely playing like one, and, we say he's up against Jaden Daniels, kind of like a head-to-head matchup. Today, Jaden Daniels had 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, and Bo Nix had 273 yards, so almost identical, but he had 2 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Interesting.
Is it just me, or do I feel like
though.
he's really taking over this Rookie of the Year conversation? Like, I know you get out to a fast start, and I know everybody sees it, but down the stretch, it kind of feels like it's not a competition to some extent.
Right. And what's their record right now?
They keep losing, so it's keep
right.
You
That's
know
what I'm saying.
They keep losing. It's hard
because
to keep track.
I think it all comes into play here, right? How it looks, right, is one thing, and then it goes to stats, and then it also goes what your record is. I think all those things have to play some kind of part in it. And right now, I think Bo is winning those a lot of those, and maybe not the record part, but the stats and how it looks.
We're both 75 right now.
Yeah, he's right.
Well,
he's pretty right there, and those picks mean a lot.
Yeah.
I know the stats look the same, but when you go this many games without throwing a pick, I think that holds a lot of weight.
I agree, and that's the one thing that Bo Nix had more of than Jaden Daniels was interceptions. Jaden Daniels had 3 interceptions. Bo Nix has had 6. But Bo Nix has held that number of 6 for a lot of games now. Now it's Jaden Daniels has 5, Bo Nix has 6. Like, when you put them up side by side, it seems like they're having very similar seasons.
That's where they're at right now, 6 and 5.
But Bo Nix is getting better. Yeah, but Bo Nix is getting better as the year goes on, where Jaden Daniels is kind of,
Yeah.
kind of got not figured out, but he's just not as hot as he was to start the year.
Jaden also just lost to the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and he lost, right? I mean, that definitely means a lot. He's losing.
Real quick, Bo, Knowshon.
Yeah, no.
Does that mean you finally believe in Bo Nix?
You always have to come from the back, from the background.
Whoa,
Hold that! I said from the background. Anyway, from the background.
I'm just here doing ad reads. I don't know what's going on, guys.
I mean, I can see that he has the arm. He's capable of making those big plays. Yeah. I still think there's a lot of things that he can work on. And number one is still getting his feet right when he's making throws. I think he missed. Was that Troy Franklin? Who was that? Who was that deep? It was a deep throw on the right side. It was Troy. He had him.
Yeah.
He was beat. All he had to do was throw the ball, set your feet and throw it and put it out there and let him run underneath it and catch it. So those little things, he's going to work on, he's going to get better at, right? So you can see that he has the capabilities of being a good quarterback, right? It's still, though, you still need to put pieces around him. He's still not that quarterback for me that can elevate everyone around him. Uh-huh. I still think you need pieces around him to make him good, but he's capable of doing it for sure. Yeah,
I think the pieces are very important. They have some good wide receivers now. And you talk about pieces, we got to talk about the rushing game and how that helps a young quarterback. It helps any quarterback. We're
He's like, because you had a loss before, you just don't know what's going on. What was the yardage today?
We had 63 yards total, 22 attempts, 2.9 average. Jalil, 744, 6.3 a carry, which is good. But Javonte, I mean, he had 8 for -2 yards. Have you ever experienced where it feels like the O-line is blocking for one guy, but they're not blocking for the other one? Because that's what it felt like every time you got the ball.
It looks that way sometimes too, right? But you can see it in Jalil's, he has a different gear. He really does just have a different gear at times. Yeah. There's just I don't know, for some reason, it just feels like Javonte sometimes takes a play off or something where he's like, all right, I'm not blaming this. I haven't talked to him. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. But it's like he gives up, almost like, well, you're not featuring me, so why should I give all I have on this one play? Like, why?
It's not going to matter anyway.
It's not going to matter. What's 3 yards? I mean, I got a game where I rushed for 27 yards or whatever he has, 40 yards. It's like, bro, it's almost like he's pouting. But it's like, bro, you got to hit that thing. You got to go. There's a time limit where, for example, there was a stretch on the left side. It was late in the game, but you got to burn clock. Yeah. Get that run game going. And he's kind of like waiting, jogging, and the backside end collapses down on the play. And it's like, bro, you got to feel that. You got to go.
Yeah.
It's a time in a place to be patient and stuff like that. But at times you just got to go, and it's not open. It may not be a hole there, but then that's when you make the hole. And you see that with Estime. You see that with even Jalil sometimes where it's not there, but he hits it, right? Yeah. And he may get 3 or 4, but it looks different. So I don't know what it is with him right now. And we need that run game going, but at this point, it's like, whatever.
I think it's one of those weird things with running backs, because like you said, there's a time where everybody's like, oh, he was so patient on that run and found the hole late. But then there's times where you don't have time to wait around and sit. You got to hit it because it's downhill fast, and you got, what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No pause.
Yeah, no pause.
I don't know, man. So, yeah, it's disappointing to see, honestly. I don't think we're going to get a 100-yard rusher this year.
It's definitely not looking like it. And as much as we want it, do we need it? Can we win late in the season? Can we beat the Browns? Can we beat the Colts? Can we beat the Chargers not running the football?
You should answer that question, because if we don't need that, then what does that mean? We're putting a lot of pressure, or we're putting a lot of faith in what person? That's Bo.
Yeah.
So you should probably answer that question. Can we win without? I mean, we have been.
That's the only reason why I would say yes, because we've done that, and we've done it. All 7 wins have had no 100-yard rusher.
That's fine. But who were those people that we were playing? Those teams. Can we win a game versus Baltimore without the run game?
No.
Or the KCs or the Steelers. Like, these teams. Can we do that only on Bo's arm? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't know. Because you need to rely on that run game at some point. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's weird for me because I always feel like, the run game opens up the passing game, but I think it's also can be the other way. Like the pass game can open up the running game as well. So if Bo does continue to put together games like this, 300-yard games, 273-yard games, multiple games with multiple touchdowns and no interceptions, like I think he may force teams to get in more or smaller packages, maybe dime, nickel, smaller bodies that allows for them to run the ball.
Right.
Could that be the case?
Could be the case there.
Like when you were playing with P, were there times where you guys felt like you had a light box because of how good P was?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean,
like you can't
even
believe
you ain't trying to.
No, I'm not comparing the two. Okay, I'm just saying, like, what it means.
I always got to stir it up.
What it means to have a good passing attack. You know what I'm saying? He not P yet.
No, I understand that for sure, and it does work that way. When you know you have a quarterback back there that can make those passes and just conducting the offense the way that he should, definitely get those light boxes, and you can. I haven't seen any like draws though, too, either. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a lot of draws from us. Which is like I'm just just thinking out loud. I was like, damn, okay, maybe if we're passing so much, maybe you hit him with a draw with Jaleel instead of trying to outside zone with him. But and I don't see a lot of inside zone out of the gun. Like if we're in the gun, mostly I feel like we're passing. Like I've never
or outside runs, yeah.
I don't see many though out of the gun. Whereas the inside zone read, boom, it's maybe a RPO when he's like, okay, I'm gonna throw it outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw it to the screen. Hey, we can do it in these next 2 weeks. We can do it versus those teams.
We got a lot to digest, a lot to talk about. But first, I got to tell you about a couple of friends of ours. Starting off with our friends over at Toyota, the official automotive vehicle of the DNVR. You guys know we love our Toyotas here. I'm looking for a good Toyota for my son. He's 17. He needs a good car. So I've been looking at the Tacoma or the Land Cruiser. They have 17 models with all available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They even have the 4Runner. You can't go wrong with a Toyota. You got to check them out. And we love our Toyotas here. So you got to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you, specifically the Auto Nation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of the DNVR. And I also got to tell you about our friends over at Blue Chew. You guys know Blue Chew is my favorite ad to do. They say first impressions are important. What about lasting impressions? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew helps boost your confidence in the bedroom so you can stay hard and perform at your very best. We guys, look, we're sitting here talking about the Broncos. We're breaking down their performance. You guys better believe that if your girl has some friends, she's breaking down your performance. So you gotta make sure that you are well equipped. So you can check out our friends over at Blue Chew. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code ALLCITY at checkout. Just pay the $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code ALLCITY to receive your first month free. Now, with Bo Nix playing this well, shout out to Bet365, our presenting sponsor. With Bo Nix playing this well, I feel like a lot of times the defense is overlooked. They give up 19 points today, which is more you want to give it to the Raiders. But are there any defensive players that you felt like really played well?
Once again, for me, I think it would be Bonitto. I think Bonitto, once again, showed that, hey, he's someone to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That he's like, hey, I'm here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you best believe on that Tuesday. No, it was that. It's probably on that Wednesday, probably Monday.
Yeah.
You're going over the scouting report on that next team or whatever, and he's circled.
Block him.
Hey, this guy right here, better strap up. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Because he's coming after that quarterback. So for me, I think Bonitto with another sack, a strip sack tonight. And then you can go to the regular suspects. I mean, Satan did well. I thought the interior. I thought early on it was like, bro, what's going on with the interior? And then they bowled up. Roach, Michaels. What's his name? Michaels.
John Franklin Myers.
Franklin Myers.
Yeah. Do you feel like we were missing Zach Allen? Could you see his presence like not in the middle of the field?
Early, it felt that way.
Yeah.
Earlier, it was like, dang, guys are getting pushed back. But then once they got comfortable you didn't really notice.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't really notice. So I think altogether on the defensive side, they did what they had to do. They put pressure on and they got to the quarterback. They did the regular things that you would, that they've been doing for weeks past, right? Weeks previous. So, the usual suspects.
Is it crazy that they're playing so well that like now we just prefer to good games as the regular stuff? The regular sacks, the regular PBUs, the regular, like we're so used to it now. It's just what they do. Which is a great place to be in, but at the same time, like, I think it's really, really admirable that they continue to play this well.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I want them to, it's like I'm always jumping for, because you really can't overlook the opponents either, though. You know what I'm saying? You really can't. So it's like, yes, they're doing this, and yes, they continue to do it. But really, when these tough games, when these real good opponents come into here, you know what I mean? I want to see them doing it.
We just held the Falcons to 6 yards. They held Patrick Mahomes to 1 touchdown.
That's nice. Yes. That was nice. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
they can't go play.
I want to keep that going, though. That's it.
They can't play the Ravens every week. They just had one game against them.
I don't think that'll happen again.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just saying, like, we can only play the opponents that we're given.
Right.
So if we're given top-tier opponents, we got to play them. If we're given teams that are below 500,
and we got to smack them. Right. Yeah. But it is kind of funny, though, that this is a norm for the defense, but they've shown and they've proven that they can do it. So at this point, it's like, all right, if they don't do it, then you're like, whoa, what's going on? But we had no sacks today?
Yeah.
But we only had what? How many today, though? 1 or 2?
No, we had a few.
3?
Nik Bonitto definitely had one.
Right, that's the one I remember.
A couple other people had one as well. Yeah, we're looking it up.
We'll look that up. But yeah, we got to him at least 3 or 4 times today.
Yeah, we definitely got home. And I think the biggest play of the day, Malcolm Roach had one as well. Jonah Ellis had one.
5 sacks today.
Urazarike had half a sack. Now, we know he was suspended for a long time because of some issues. He's come back. Because Zach Allen was out, he has now been elevated from not playing to playing. He played really well today, had himself half a sack. Jonathan Cooper had half a sack. DJ Jones had half a sack. So you want to talk about D-line was balling. I think they really played well. And I think all the pressure led to, in my opinion, the best play of the day, or the biggest game-changing play of the day, which was Brandon Jones' interception, which really led to the touchdown, the second touchdown to Courtland Sutton, which I really felt like put the game out of reach for the Raiders. Because it was really a back-and-forth game. Yeah. It was up by 3, down by 3. It was really a close game. I think that is what separated the Broncos to be able to play with the lead and kind of like manage the game from ahead towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I can agree with that a little bit. I still feel like it got a little tight there late because they kicked the field goal. The Broncos went 3 and out, and it was still 3 and change on the clock. All they had to do was go down and score. You know what I mean? Tie up the game.
Hurt. But if they didn't get that extra 7 points, it would have been a tied game. And now we're like, we got to find a way to manufacture points as opposed to just trying to run out the clock.
Oh no, for sure. Putting the offense at that field position, you know what I mean, in the short field, it's always a plus. You know what I'm saying? And then we finished that drive with 7. That's always a plus. But I mean, we have to talk about the MVP of the game now. We have to talk about the MVP. Will Lutz. Will Lutz went out there with the leg and scored 15 on them.
He had more points than anybody else.
15 on the leg, coach. Player of the game, Will Lutz.
Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up as we discuss everything on this post-game show. But, I mean, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I think Will Lutz, that's what you need, though. Like, Brandon McManus, when he was our kicker here, he made tons of kicks in the postseason and regular season when we went on to win the Super Bowl. Like, sometimes you're going to need a really good kicker. I don't know if that takes away from what anybody else did on the offense.
Right.
But we got to give him his praise. I mean, he had 15 points today.
15.
And they weren't all easy chip shots.
Right. He had a 54. That was pretty deep. It looked like a 58, how far that one was. Like you said, a couple other chip shots. Yeah, man, I agree with you. You're going to need that sometimes. If it wasn't for his leg, it's a closer game. Who knows what happens, right? So for the offense to even bring it down there and then, for him to kick it, it's a plus for the special teams. And, I mean, that left side of the field goal protection does still need some working on. It's still collapsing.
I'm still nervous.
Yes. It's still too much going on that left side.
Yeah.
And they're going to tighten that up. They're going to see it in film and tighten that up because they're going to notice 15 points. They're like, hold on, let's go. Let's check out and see what the special teams is doing. But, Will Lutz, man, with the 15 piece. I love it.
I don't understand. Like, I understand Forsyth. He's a good dude. I don't want to like badmouth anybody, but like if it's just not working on this specific unit, like there's other things to do on the football team, like where we could use help, right? So I don't necessarily think moving him from edge to wing is like, it's like a Band-Aid and you need stitches. Like I just felt like there's still something more that could be done there.
You want someone else?
Maybe. I mean, that position is usually a tight end anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
Somebody that can, secure the inside and then stretch out and, put a hand on the guy rushing on the outside. I just still get a little nervous because there was a couple times even today that it felt like half a second more they might get there. So
yeah, I'm right with you on that one.
Hopefully they get that figured out, you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
But shout out to Will Lutz. He did have 15 points today. He is playing some really good football and making his kicks. And that's his job.
All right.
But at the same time, it's a hard job. So we got to give him credit when it definitely happens. Is there anybody else that you felt like had a really good game today?
Didn't see the tight ends much. Again.
Yeah.
It is what it is on that front. We talked about specials. No, I think that was it, man. I mean, a game that we all thought that they would win. Almost scored 30 on them boys. That's about right. So, yeah, just another good win. Now it's time to move on to the next. Who we have next? Is the Browns?
Yeah, we play the Browns.
Did they win today?
Yes, they played Thursday, and they won.
Oh, yeah, they did?
Against the Steelers.
Yeah. That the snow game.
Yeah, Jameis in the snow, Angels.
Does I give them that extra time, man? That might be a plus for them, no? It's still a bad team?
I think they're not a good team. I mean, they've beat some, pretty good teams on their run this year. They're not like have a good record, but the teams they did beat, they weren't expected to beat. But I'm not nervous about them. But at the same time, you can't not come to play.
Right. Yeah, I'm not necessarily nervous. I think Jameis, he might give the defense one.
For sure.
Right?
He gonna give you an opportunity every game.
Yeah, I think he'll give you something for sure.
We used to love playing Jameis Winston because no matter what, at least one time a game he's gonna just throw the ball up in the air and try something.
Well, what's the name is a better? Oh, that's tough because they're just different seasons. They both come on at different times. Cosby and then what's his name over at the Browns?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett's better than Cosby, right?
I mean, he had 3 sacks in the first half against the Steelers.
Right.
So definitely still a tear, definitely still in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation, and is a really good player.
I'm nervous for him then. I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
He's never really had a big game against the Broncos.
No,
Right,
every year we hold him.
right. But don't get him going. It's like it's like those guys that you have in your team that you might be practicing against, like especially on the first team, like. They might just practice regular and that things are going well, but once they get mad, they can for real ruin the whole. Like Jarrell's definitely one of those guys. If he wants to ruin the whole practice for your offense, he will and he can. It's so don't wake Myles up. And I felt like he kind of woke up last week because after the game in his interview, he was like, "Bro, don't try me. I'm the number 1 DN in the league." You know what I'm saying? So don't wake him up. Let him just stay sleep where he's at.
Let him relax.
So. We'll see. I
mean, I think Nik Bonitto might have something to say about that. You want to talk about number 1 in the league? Let's talk about sacks. Nik Bonitto has 10. Just bringing it back to him real quick. You talked about something off camera about how effortless he's making these sacks look. Talk about how it feels like he's just getting to the quarterback with ease.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it just looks like to me.
Yeah, it's
never even when they go back on the instant replay, it's just he comes off the line, maybe just collapse the line a little bit. The offensive line breaks his shoulder, and then he just goes out there and gets a strip sack, or he comes around the edge. But you guys seen it, and Jarrell talks about it all the time. His get off is phenomenal. That's what you guys say. I mean, I still really haven't seen
10 sacks. Something's working.
This is what I'm saying.
Something is happening.
But he's getting there, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. But it's not there's no style points with it. You remember Vaughn, he'll dip that shoulder, make it look crazy. He'll spin inside or make you just look stupid, hit you with the finesse to bull rush. You know what I'm saying? All those different moves that he just make a lineman look crazy. For Bonitto, it was just you know what I mean? It's just does it look like that for you, or is it just me? It doesn't look spectacular, but he's getting there. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
It just looks clean, and it looks like what you're asking him to do. Like, you're not asking him. Like, Vaughn had a lot of free will.
Right.
Like, very talented, could do anything on the football field as well as any player. But he had the free will. Like, if he wants to rush inside, the D tackle has to make it right. If he wants to rush outside, then D tackle you stay inside. Like, he had free will to do one-on-one blocks. Nik Bonitto is still like, rush, but you got to contain the outside, so you can't just pick a gap. You got to make, I think he's doing his job as well as getting sacks. So
it's working.
It's working really well.
Yeah.
It's working really well.
I'm not saying nothing about it. Keep it up. You know what I'm saying? But it just don't look like super sexy. But at the end of the day, hey, it's all about the numbers and how they look. At the end of the day,
Does it always have to look sexy, or could it just be good? You know what I'm saying? You always got to look. Oh my God.
Well, you're a Tim Duncan kind of guy.
What you mean?
You just want him to rim graze and the small little hook.
I'm
you
about
don't want to
production.
you don't want to see no winnies.
One time, yeah. He's done some winnies. I wouldn't say he's Tim Duncan though. I feel like what I'm saying. Tim Duncan is a hell of a player though.
Yeah, for sure. I was talking about
Yeah. But no. You know what I'm saying? You make it look sexy some of the time, but you do your job.
Right. Understandable.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And yeah, the Broncos are playing really good ball, man. I'm excited to see what they do down the stretch. Like 7-5, we have to make the playoffs. This is not a question or there's no scenario where I would be happy with the season and we don't make the playoffs. I think this whole season was all about Bo Nix getting ready and seeing if he's the guy. 12 games in, okay, he's the guy. Now that we know, you have to make the playoffs. Like, there's no more questions about if Bo Nix is the guy now, right?
As in, like what?
Because
the
whole
guy?
season,
He's
like,
always been the guy.
No. This whole season was like, can Bo Nix? Like, we've had other first round quarterbacks, and we found out that they weren't the guy to like be our leader for the foreseeable future. And we talked about it on the podcast. Like, this whole year was all about finding out if Bo Nix was the guy. Is he the guy that we thought he was? Can he lead the Broncos for multiple years to come? Can he be the starter? Will we need to go back to the draft next year? Like, what's going to happen? And we had to figure that out. But I think it didn't take us a whole year to do that. We've done that in 12 games. Now that we know that, we have to make the playoffs. It can't just be about Bo Nix. Is he the guy anymore?
I mean, I still wouldn't be surprised or mad if they didn't. Honestly,
I'm mad.
I'm not, because of them. That wasn't the expectations coming into the season, really. I mean, I know the opportunities here. But if things shake out differently and teams, come in here and get wins, or we just get bumped out because another team, has a whatever the record may be or whatever.
We can't though, unless we give it up.
Unless you give it up. But I wouldn't be upset because that wasn't my expectation coming into it. That's why I can't be upset about it. I can't, all of a sudden be mad because they didn't make it because they were right here. I don't know. That's just not how I am. I wasn't expecting it. So I was like, all right, hey, they had the opportunity. They dropped the ball. It was a better season than I thought. I mean, I think it's a better season than everyone thought. So there's I think a lot of people would be upset, but not for me. Not for me. I'm just like, all right, well.
Would you be upset if right now the Broncos have a 75% chance of making the playoffs
and they don't
make it? Right now, looking at just those numbers. Okay. Don't worry about what you thought before, just right now.
Okay. Yeah. Then that'll be upsetting for sure. That'll be upsetting. It's like, bro, you had
Good
it.
question, yeah.
It would be upsetting, no? It would be upsetting because you had it, is right here. So that would mean that you dropped the ball and you lost the game somewhere. You know what I mean? And you would look back at that game like, dang, we had the opportunity and this and so this whatever happened, this and that happened, and we weren't able to get there. So from that standpoint, for sure. And I think for the Bo Nix questions, I mean, yeah, he answered the question that you don't have to go back to the draft.
At all.
He definitely answered that question. But
what? Yeah, this is crazy.
We do have to realize, right?
Oh, Jesus.
What this defense is doing for him.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
The thing about it is it's a team sport, though. This is not fencing. Right. This is not the 100-yard dash.
I love that. Yeah.
We got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a great thing for him. Just like, you want to see a great running game to help out the quarterback. A great defense definitely helps out your offense and your quarterback, a young quarterback as well.
Yeah.
And after you have like good runs like this, I mean, there's always guys that leave. I don't know. I would have to look at salaries and things like that and contracts and see who's here next year. And who is Vance Joseph even here next year? Does it look totally different next year? Can you really throw it on Bo Nix's shoulders and have him go out there and for real win games? Like, not put up 14 points. Hey, that's nothing to sniff at. 14 points, some good points, right? But if it ain't for that defense and they're kind of letting it's 21 points, you know what I'm saying, that they're letting up, can he go out there and really and go out there and win the game? I mean, he's shown that he's capable. You saw it in the Kansas City game. Drove down the field, put them in field goal position.
Yeah.
So you see it. But I'm just saying you can't downplay that defense though. You can't downplay the defense.
You can't. I think that they're all playing well, and you're right. The defense is really playing well. Bo Nix, got to give him credit. Multiple games with over 200 yards as a rookie. Like you said, it's nothing to sniff at. So good. I mean, I don't know why they're calling you negative. No, I
love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I don't think you're negative. I think you're just a little bit pessimistic. So shout out to some of our. Before we go any further, we got to give a shout out to some of our friends. Especially our friends over at Bird Call. So DNVR listeners, if you're on the hunt for the best fried chicken sandwiches, tenders, and salads in Denver, look no further than Bird Call. Bird Call is all about all-natural chicken goodness with a fully customizable menu. We're talking chef-created salads, award-winning tenders and nuggets, incredible tots and fries, creamy milkshakes, you name it, they've got it. Bird Call was hatched in Denver, Colorado, and now has 8 restaurants across the Front Range, with more opening soon. Get over to Bird Call and get your hands on a bird in a box. Right now, DNVR fans can score 20% off at Bird Call with promo code DNVR. Get down to Bird Call, or you can order online at eatbirdcall.com and grab this offer now through the end of the month. Offer valid for any order of $10 or more. Limit 1 per guest per day. Not valid on catering orders or through third-party delivery services. And then also we got to give a shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Now, Knowshon and I put together some, bets before the game started. And I would like to say that, we had a pretty good run today. So Courtland Sutton anytime touchdown was plus 160. That hit. Franklin 20 yards plus 145. That hit in the first drive of the game.
Crazy.
We're just out here trying to make everybody some money.
I try to tell them.
It is what it is. So shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Every day we power up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win more with over 10,000 boosts every month. We boost specific markets, your winnings, and even parlays. Keep an eye out for our custom DNVR bets and boost. And right now, you guys can head to Bet365. You got to download the app. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. You want to get to the chat because they're,
no, they're just funny because a lot of it's like, hey, that is funny. What? Which one? He said,
that's a good thing though, right? You're not a Glazer?
Yeah, I was a secret believer.
Yeah.
Hey. And then someone said, if he makes the playoff, will I believe? Hey.
I think you're a believer, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, you're there.
I think Knowshon just likes to fight, honestly, half the time.
I think he's there.
He hypes him up.
In his heart, he's a believer. I just feel like he just, I think he wants the best for Bo.
Also, like, watching a game with Knowshon at the beginning of the year, him watching Bo to now,
it's very different.
It's different. He is bought in. He just does it. Like, it's just Knowshon.
For sure. But it is what it is. You got to say that it looks totally different from the beginning of the season to now.
Oh, absolutely.
So you can't gloss over that, and you can't, take that lightly. He looks good. He looks good.
He looks really good. It is different. You know what I'm saying? Because I think for a long time, it's what is he doing?
Right.
What?
Right.
And now I feel like we're really getting into seeing Bo play really. Over the last 3 games, he has 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and that's just passing.
And you don't see a lot of running from him now. I think
not as much.
No,
you're right.
No, you don't. And I like that. I don't want my quarterback. Yes, I need you to run out and get out the pocket if you need to. You saw it on one of the plays where Cosby had the sack.
Yeah.
And I think he was kind of surprised how quick he kind of got out the pocket. Because he kind of stuttered his foot and then missed the sack.
Yeah.
And then Bo kind of scrambled out. I don't know if he passed it or ran. He probably passed it. So, I like my quarterback to do that. But, stay in the pocket. And he's definitely getting comfortable back there. They're getting the ball out quick. And then on those long protections, they're even keeping a running back in or a tight end a little bit longer on a delayed route, giving Bo Nix that time so he doesn't feel pressured. And then, but now he just have to, deliver on those throws, and he has most of the time. But some of those he could just get his foot set and then and really, gash a defense. But it's good.
It's really good, man. Make sure you guys are giving us a thumbs up on this show. Presented by Bet365. Remember, you guys can download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10, and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets and a code to get the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. I think we broke down the entire game. We're waiting for our man Zach to come in. Is it wrong to look ahead? Like, can we start looking at the back half of the season? Like, not even the back half. Like, last 5 games, really.
I mean, I don't know, because I love that we're home this week versus the Browns.
Yep.
So that's a plus. That altitude can get to them a little bit, right? The crowd get on them a little bit. Love to see that. But they're sneaky. That's a team that can kind of sneak up on you.
That's also a Monday night game.
It is Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday night, so that's
Monday.
even bigger. Both second Monday primetime game.
And the whole country is watching. So when you talk about if you really want to be rookie of the year, like nothing matters what you've done in like non-primetime games. Like we need a 300-yard game. We need a performance on Monday night. Because I think he still has to jump Jaden Daniels. I don't think it's even yet. At least in the eyes of like national media.
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, it's like right there though, especially after this week. Everyone was looking at what this week looked like.
Yeah.
And it was a performance above Jaden. I mean, it's just those 2 picks.
That's huge though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just those 2 picks. I wish I would have seen the game and see how they look. Was it a tip pass? Was it something like that? And then so that eye test, you're like, all right, it was a tip pass, interception, it is what it is. Or is he throwing straight to the linebacker or DB? I think that matters. But yeah, those 2 picks are big. If he goes out again on a Monday night piece, which is definitely he's capable of doing, I don't know, man. He moves up next week. I think he moves above him next week if he has a performance like this, and Jaden has obviously another bad game.
Yeah.
If it's even again, though, no, right? If it's an even week, it's still to Jaden, correct? For you? Or you still, if it's even?
If it's even, just because of the way that the national media looks at it, I think it still goes to Jaden right now. But you talked about it. If Bo Nix's going to have good games and play well, he's going to need the defense to really do their job. And unfortunately for this defense, Riley Moss had an injury. He hurt his knee. I know as soon as it happened, you're like, I hate to see him grab his knee. Nah. I don't know if there was PTSD there or what it may be, but
anytime it has anything with the lower extremities, man, with your legs for sure, the knees.
Yeah,
I can't watch that stuff, man. I've had 2 ACLs.
Dang.
And I guess I feel the pain all over again when I see it.
Don't you always have 2 ACLs though?
No, injuries. 2
ACL injuries.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we definitely want to hear what Zach says if he has any updates on that.
Yeah, because that's a huge loss for the Broncos. I mean, Riley Moss is playing really as good a football as any cornerback in the NFL this year, and is a huge piece to why they are able to do what they do. And unfortunately, like, I know it's not the same as if Pat is out, but we've seen once they lose a starting corner, they have to put bodies in places who don't normally play on the outside and move things around, and it just doesn't look as good as it does with their starters in there.
Right. And I mean, any mistake that you see out there, everyone's going to say something about it because, you're like, come on, man. Oh, well, if we had so-and-so. Yep. Like, sometimes you get beat. And the other team sees this. They know that their number 2 corner is going to be out, or if he's going to be out. I hope he's not out, but if it's looking bad, he might, he's going to be out. So they're going to see that and be like, hey, whoever that second or third corner is, we got to attack him all game because he's not used to playing in that position right then.
Yeah, also, according to Zach on Twitter, he talked to the team. He has an MCL, but he's going to be okay. That doesn't seem too serious. He might be even available next week.
Okay.
So.
Love it.
So before the game, we found out that Zach Allen wasn't going to play. He had a heel injury, and we're like, it was probably the better call whether he could or not, just because it's like, hey, it's the Raiders. We need you for the long haul. Mm-hmm. Riley Moss against the Browns. Are you saying that even if you can go, but you're slightly injured, do we just say, hey, not against the Browns? Or is it like, nah, we have a bye week next week, so just play this week?
Yeah, I'm coaching. I'm the GM.
You're the GM. You got to make the call.
We're gonna do exactly what we did with Zach. I think we're gonna go ahead and rest him.
Mm-hmm.
Rest him. Put faith in our other guys. McLaughlin, right, is one. What's his name? Older cat.
Levi Wallace.
I mean, we might have to throw Levi in there a couple times.
Yep, he was in there a couple times tonight.
Exactly. Yep. Keep that rotation going. And let's rest Riley for like again that back half of the season. I think you can do that. I think the Browns don't really show that kind of like, you know what I mean? You're not really that impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're still led by their running attack and Nick Chubb more so than just Jameis Winston like going for 400 every game.
You can get it done without Moss, I think.
I agree. In this game.
In this game.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to rest them.
Yeah.
To get them ready for these other ones.
And when you're playing in the season, like having a week to recover is huge. 2 weeks, oh man, you feel like you just started the season again. Like that's a huge boost to your body to be able to recover. So he would get this week off, plus he would get the bye week off, and have a long break until he plays next game. So I agree. No, I think we should definitely rest him. Maybe while he's resting, he should, have a couple beers, because they say beer is really good for your recovery. Have you heard that? They said like after you work out, you actually shouldn't have like protein. You should either have beer or chocolate milk, and they say beer is better than chocolate milk. So if you want to choose chill, you gotta check out our friends over at Coors Light. Between work, social media, and the choices life throws your way, it's no wonder why we are more worked up. Coors Light celebrates rising above and choosing a chill mindset. Why not turn the rained out barbecue into a karaoke house party, or after a tough loss, which in Broncos country, we don't have those anymore. But you can settle scores with an ice cold peace offering. And check out Coors Light. It's ready for you and the crew when the mountains turn blue, and you can make the most of the times you choose to chill. You can choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
I love it. And my friends over at Westera Credit Union has something to say about that as well. Listen, founded in 1934. Back then, I'm talking about, it was no brothers in there at that time. but they evolved, bro. They evolved. And they got with the program. Listen, 9 locations.
They're on board.
Yeah, they're on board now. 9 locations in a different metro area, right? Started by 8 teachers. And so education is their thing. This is what they preach for this company. And you see that in every interaction with their staff, and their members see that, right? And they're all about helping you get your paper right. At the end of the day, get your money right, and that's what they want to do. And they're always doing something. And this season greetings from them right now. This holiday, they have something going right now. So from now to December 31st, they want to give you money pretty much. All you have to do, new members who open up a smart money checking account, money market select account with, if you open that Jones, they'll give you $100 on January 2nd. They just want to give you money. So all you got to do is join, open up an account, a new account, enroll in the digital banking, and you're on your way to getting $100. That's it. Just open an account, bro. They're going to give you $100. It's always something with them, man. It's either that or their debit card with their rewards, with their debit card. They're always doing something, man. Go over there and take advantage of it. So listen, visit westercu.com/become a member to learn more. That's it. And restrictions and conditions do apply. Hurry up and go over there and do this and get it done with before they take it away, man.
Yes, sir. Head to westercu.com and get it done, man. Get you some money. And also shout out to our presenting sponsors, Bet365, and thank them for, presenting this podcast. Before we head out of here, we got to get to the Super Chats. Yeah. What you got for us? First one coming in from Durka. Not a great game, but we take that.
Oh, for sure.
Let's Bo.
Yeah. I don't care what they win by. Just get that win, right? I agree with them. Darker. All right, I like it.
I love it. Khalil, Javonte seems not to run hard when he's the starter, but when threatened to ride the bench, he explodes. Pause. But that's right on board what you were saying.
I know. That's, Doesn't it look that way, Khalil? I mean, it just looks that way. When I don't know, man. When he's not featured, when he's not featured, or if he's coming off the bench, he seems to do his thing. But I don't get it, man, with him, man. It's just been times where I think, yes, I get it, bro. It's not there. I see it. Mm-hmm. You're stretching. No hole. I see it. Right with you. Yes. But why are you stuttering your feet? Why are you slowing your feet down? Where's the acceleration? Like, it's not there. Go.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. If I was the running back coach, man, I'm telling you, bro, I'll be on him, man. Y'all man, call me up, bro.
Yeah.
Call me up.
What's the number? No, I'm just playing. Don't put your number out there in these streets. If you guys love what we do here, make sure you give us a thumbs up and like this chat. Next one coming from Taylor Overby. Forget all this noise. It's been at least since 2015 or before since the O can overcome not gaining 5+ yards on first and second down. I don't know what noise you're referring to, but I think I agree. I think that multiple times in this game we got off track, whether it was a holding penalty or adversity that came our way, and I quickly jumped into the last 8 years of Broncos fandom and was like, oh, this drive is over, on to the next. And the Broncos offense was able to overcome adversity. 2nd and 20, we get the first down. Like, we found ways to move the ball, even if we weren't, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 3. I think we are much better on offense than we have in a long time. You understand?
Is that what he's saying? I feel like he's saying.
So.
I thought he was saying. I thought they were saying that we haven't been able to do that since 2015. So what's the difference now?
No. I 100% think that he was saying that they haven't done it since 2015, but they're doing it now.
Can you bring that back up, please, sir? I don't know if you deleted it or not. I just would love to,
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Put my eyes on it one more time.
It's been at least since 2015 or before since the O can overcome not gaining 5+ yards on first second down.
Not being able to gain 5 or more. Okay, yeah.
So we're on track now.
Love it.
Next one coming in from Durka. Man, it feels good to not be miserable every Sunday during football season. I agree, man. Yeah. It was tough for a long time, but not so much anymore. It feels good. We get some Victory Mondays. We get to chill, get to grab a Coors Light.
Victory Monday pieces? They're getting those?
They've been getting them lately. Yeah. They've been playing really well.
So you get one this week? I mean, another one?
Against the Raiders, no. No, you just come in. You watch film. Yeah.
Oh, it is a longer week, though, right?
Monday. So they really could.
So you really could take that
extra day
off there. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe so. Next one coming in from Brittany Marie. The past quarterback situation still gives me trust issues with Bo, but staring at a legit shot at the playoffs gives me hope. Hope our white lightning is okay. That's Riley Moss, if you guys aren't familiar with the nicknames.
I wasn't. I thought she was talking about Bo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My fault.
I do hope that Riley is okay. He is a big piece of this defense, and we definitely need him, man. Not the same without him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Next one coming in from Gregory MK. Todd, if I send you a Davis jersey, would you sign it and send it back? Let's go, Broncos. Yes, absolutely. I will send it back, courtesy of DNVR. You know what I'm saying? They'll handle the shipping bills. Right. We'll get it back to you for sure.
Maybe they'll send a return label Jones on that, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if you do that, I mean, it's even easier. But either way, shout out to Rod, Blocker. Todd, we've been right. Give 14 opportunities, watch him work. He's been balling. He now moved into the top 10 in receptions and yards on the season with a 0 reception game. I've been saying this all along. If you give my man his opportunities, he's going to make plays. He had a game where he had 0 receptions, and he's still top 10. If we want to talk about top 10 receivers, what do we bring up? Yards and receptions. Go
ahead.
What?
He's also on pace for 1,000 yards now.
So now we can talk about he's top 10s in yards, receptions, and he is on pace for 1,000 yards.
He has 8 something.
What more do you guys need to see?
I would like to fact check.
He's at 647.
So he's only at 647. I thought he was in the 7s before this game. That's crazy.
It's only week 12. He got 5 more games.
It doesn't seem like there's that many games left, but it is. I need to check those stats though still. But really? He said 0 yards after catch. That's
no. He had a 0 reception game. Remember that game?
Oh, you're talking about okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's top 10, even though there was a game he didn't get no targets, no receptions, nothing.
No yards, nothing.
Nada, zilch, zip,
right,
zippo.
So you're gonna give him the bag and keep him here for another year?
I mean, we gotta keep him. Yeah, you said no.
Don't. I think he's a great number 2. I don't. You need somebody else more explosive at the 1, or another duo, just like DT and Sanders. Don't give him the bag. Don't put yourself in a hole. See if you can renegotiate and get a good deal, but don't just throw the bag at him.
But you're saying he should be here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I think we all say we'd like to see him here. Yeah. But if he trying to get that bag thrown at him, sometimes you got to let it go.
Well, I'm not doing the Frozen song today, so we'll see what happens with my boy Court. But like, I agree with you, man. It's top crazy. 10. Next one coming in from Sage Stewart. Deep down, he's a believer. He just can't admit. I think he's referring to Knowshon and his belief. But are you ready to admit it, or what do you want? How do you feel?
I don't know what more I have to say when it comes to him. I said he's playing well.
Say it.
But being
say what the people want you to say.
What does a believer mean again? What am I believing in? But what?
In Bo. Take it however you want to take it. You believe in Bo.
Pause. But yeah, like but
that's it.
It's do you believe Bo is the guy, can be the guy, and will be the guy?
Yeah. I think he is the guy.
Yes.
I think he'll be the guy.
Belief.
That's it.
That's it.
Is that?
That's all we needed.
That's all it is? Like, well, that's fine. But it's still a lot of other things that need to be in place, I feel like, for him to be successful. That's it. Yeah. And continue to do what he's doing. That's
fine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like you're a believer. You're not like a martyr for Bo. Like, you're not going to live and die whether he plays well, but you believe that week in and week out he's going to do more good than bad.
It's like you believe in Jesus, but you also don't know if science is real or not. It's like,
I'm done with you.
You're like, science is real too, but
I'm done.
All right, next one coming in from Sage Stewart. You can hear it, and he keeps validating his concerns. I mean, this is what the people are saying.
He doubled back. He threw one out there, and then he doubled back with another super chat.
He did.
I see you, bro. I see you. I love it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
People are asking where the beer is. Knowshon is supposed to check. I don't know if that's. We don't have any beer up here. We're in Studio B today.
Let's put it this way. Go grab 2.
2 for. You're doing twice?
I'm doing. But this is my thing. I feel like you should take one with me. This is the reasons why.
But why would I do that?
Because what happened all these other weeks, number one, that
wasn't between me and
yes, it's
it
always
was between
been
you and Jarrell.
Can I say one thing? It's always been between all 3 of us. It's never been just Jarrell.
If you watch the chat, I exited out of that.
No, I exited out of that. No. You're a part of this. You're a part of the show.
Oh man.
So and then secondly, I think you should join me because Bo was also my game changer, and I would say that he was the game changer today. Dang. So come on, now let's have one with your boy. I'm gonna do one.
I'll definitely have a drink with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll drink with you.
Okay, yeah, you got. Hey, he's with me.
Yeah, we on board. You know what I'm saying?
He sounds sad.
I'm a rock with my guys.
But I said I'll do one, so I'm gonna do one. But I thought, maybe shouldn't he join me, guys?
Together. Tell the chat, let us know, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like this is valid or you feel like I'm just being a good friend, let me know.
Either way, you're going to take one. This boy got to take one with your boy. Oh, man. Well, where's Zach? Where's Zach?
He gets too busy at the stadium sometimes. Maybe he's talking to, maybe he's talking to Sean. Them collars get a little tight. My boy, 2 collars. Right. We gotta call him because instead of 2 chains, 2 collars.
2 collars. Hey, 2 collars. Zach.
But hopefully Zach calls in because it is fun talking to Zach in the middle of the day.
Because that's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. I mean, I feel like we hit pretty much everything when it comes to this team. Still don't see no love in the chat for Will Lutz, man. I didn't see no Will Lutz love. Man, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing when we said nothing about it. It is what it is.
15 points. I mean, that's nothing. What'd you say? Nothing to sniff at?
No.
Not a slobber knocker because that's different.
Very different.
But, really good game.
Hey, okay. okay, I wanted the poke Jones. I'm trying to get back to college, B. You know when you poke the side?
They're nice and
you know
blue
when you
too.
side? You know what I'm saying? All right, well, at least hit me with a cheers.
Cheers for Bo Nix.
All right, cheers for Bo Nix.
What about these kickers? Nathan Osborne with his chat. I think that's for our boy Will Lutz. So
production, what's up with Zach?
He's on his way. He'll be 2 minutes.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to drink this and then talk to Zach.
Well, cheers. All right. You loud.
You stopped halfway and then talk about me being loud. It's not the same.
I gotta say,
I don't think Knowshon finished his, but let's go Broncos. Where the hell is Zach at? You know what I'm saying?
I gotta say one thing. Production, you can't bring the bottles like this no more. Yeah.
That's harder.
Yeah, you can't.
That's harder.
Yeah, I would like to have the pokage on the side of
That's
the key.
harder.
Remember
Yeah.
the key, Jones? And then you pop the top
Yep.
at the end. And Lil Jones, pop that.
That's that Georgia education.
We'll talk to the bar because they only had these course lights. That's not on me. I'm like, give me what you got in the can, and that's all they had.
They were good, though.
No, it was very cold, like you said. Those mountains were blue.
Yes.
That hit you hard, huh? It seemed like you're struggling over there.
I was done before you. There's no remnants in mine. Did they charge that to they charged it to Knowshon's card or my card?
No, wait, why?
I was just saying because I feel like because we were in it together. It is what it is. Appreciate you guys. Durka, shout out to you. Waiting around for Zach. If you're not here in 2 more seconds, we're gonna call it a night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
man.
we had a good time on here with you guys. I've had a couple beers. Got to go see my family, and
hey, what happened there at the end of the game? I don't know if you guys saw it. I never know. I know this damn beer, bro. Anyway, I never know if Sean Payton's happy unless he like really smiles, or if he's just mad. At the end, someone ran up to him. It was one of our players, but they were like kind of pushing each other. You know what I'm saying? Like he pushed him kind of hard though. I was like, why is he pushing him that hard? He looked excited at first, but then the push came, and I was like. But I think it was just like he's excited. He's like, you know what I mean? He was hype. He was actually hype after the game. I'm talking about cheering, running into the center of the field to meet the other coach.
Yep.
I think he really wanted this game. I don't know why. I guess he wants all games. But this one seemed like it meant a lot to Sean Payton for some odd
I feel like that was the most energy we've seen from him at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And he did push Justin Strnad. I don't know if they had
that's
beef
what it was?
or something, but
Nah, it can't be.
no, you're too happy. You should be happy.
Yeah, I think that. Like it.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's different, man.
All right, Zach, come on into the hotline. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting for you to talk to you for 30 minutes. I don't know what you've been doing. It is Vegas, so you could have got into a lot within 30 minutes, but hit us with some updates, man.
Well, hey, Todd, the Broncos covered the spread at the end of the game, so I know a lot of Broncos fans went home happy because of the win and covering the spread there. And on top of that, guys, Sean Payton, you were just talking about how he felt a little different after this game. I typically come on here after wins and tell you how Sean is trying to bring the team down, trying to keep them calm, keep them level, kind of put them in their place. They did some good things, did some bad things. Not today. Sean Payton was thrilled with the win today, so you guys are absolutely on to that. This might have been the happiest he's been after a win outside of that Saints game. I don't know if anything is going to top that one. But, guys, he knew how big of a monkey this has been on the Broncos' back, and they got rid of this. This is their first win in Las Vegas ever. This is the first sweep that the Broncos have had of the Raiders in over 10 years. And Sean said it earlier this season. I haven't seen a team have success and get to their ultimate goals by being 500 in the division. You got to be better. If the Broncos had lost this game, they would have not had any chance to get above 500 on the season in the division. So getting this one is a huge one. You could tell from Sean Payton, Club Dub was popping. I don't know what kind of music they were playing, but it was popping today. This one did mean a lot to the Broncos, especially after facing a little adversity in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. I think you hit it right there on the head right there. Early on, you're like, what the heck is going on? But, it may be a little bit late, too, because they had 3 minutes left to drive down the field and put something on the board there, but the defense bowled up, did like they usually do, and came down and made some plays, right? I don't know if you know your name is Zach Two Collars. So,
yeah, we definitely. We got 2 chains and now you're 2 collars. So I hope you like.
I'll have to. Can I one up it to 3 collars next time if I throw like
that's big time. Do your thing.
But then, at that point, we're not calling you 2 chains no more. That's more of like a what's his name? Cam Newton. That boy would be having like 3 different jackets on. That's a Cam. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, like, you got to be hot, bro, and you got a scarf on. He's ridiculous. Sorry. Hey,
maybe you guys can upgrade me to 2 chains, and I'll actually rock 2 chains if you can hook me up with that.
Okay, I love it. But hey, Zach, I know a lot of people were wondering, and we were wondering as well. What's Bo hip like there? We saw him late get, I don't know, maybe twisted, weird, and then also with Riley Moss. What's up with him? Those 2.
Yeah, so actually good news on both fronts. It seems like Bo's going to be okay. I think that was made bigger of a deal outside than it was inside. We'll officially find out Wednesday when he gets to practice again, but I expect him to be totally fine. There was no mention of that even. And with Riley Moss, Sean Payton told us initially, I'm not talking about injuries when asked about Riley Moss and Zach Allen, who was wearing a big boot out here before the game. And then he slipped it in later. He said, actually, Riley Moss avoided serious injury. It's an MCL injury. We'll see where he's at next week. And even mentioned, like, he could have potentially come back in the game today. So we'll officially find out after some MRIs tomorrow, but way better than I thought. I mean, that initial injury was scary with the hyperextension and then him slowly walking off the field, immediately going into the locker room. I don't really know if there was a chance of him actually coming back into this game. But if so, and the Broncos decide to just put him on the side, that shows you how confident Sean Payton was in this offense, getting enough points in the second half, and then this defense closing it out the way they did. And speaking of closing it out, Nik Bonitto, guys, got his 10th sack of the season, a strip sack to essentially end the game, win it for the Broncos. And the craziest part about that strip sack, this is the first time ever Nik Bonitto has had 10 sacks in a season. He didn't do it in college. He didn't do it in high school. It's insane. And then he comes to the NFL and does it at the biggest level and becomes the first Bronco since Bradley Chubb and Von Miller in 2018 to have a 10-sack season. And boy, did that last sack come at a perfect time for Nik.
I think Nik is really playing at a high level, man. I think you see his impact to the game. You started off talking about injuries, and, you know, we got a guy back today from injuries. Brandon Jones, and I feel like he had a big impact on the game, really led to the touchdown that really, I feel like, set the game away from the Denver Broncos. I mean, from the Raiders, and they weren't able to get there. But talk about Brandon Jones and his impact to the game today.
Yeah, huge. Sean Payton told us on Friday, the keys to the game are 89 and 98. That's Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. And what the Broncos did to neutralize Brock Bowers was put Pat Surtain on him and then double him. And they kind of alternated with that. Pat did a masterful job, and Brandon Jones was there. Anytime he was trying to catch the ball, Brandon Jones was right there hitting him. Brock Bowers was completely neutralized. I think 19 receiving yards. Remember, coming off a game where he had 13 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown, Brock Bowers was not a factor in this game. And speaking of the other guy that was key, number 98, Max Crosby, guys, had a 10-game sack streak against the Broncos coming into this game. He did not get that sack. Now, he was still very dominant and very good, but he did not ruin the game. He did not get a strip sack that caused the Broncos and caused the game to turn. And one of the biggest points of this game, Todd, was something you brought up, Brandon Jones' interception. That's one thing that Bo Nix pointed to as being the game-changing play in this game. And it reminded me, it wasn't exactly the same, but it reminded me of the last Raiders game at Mile High where they were wearing those throwback uniforms and Pat Surtain had the pick six to really turn the Broncos game around. This wasn't as consequential because it didn't lead to a touchdown, but I mean, it did lead to a touchdown for the Broncos. It set the ball up in the red zone for Denver. And so that was just a game-changing play and huge that Brandon Jones was able to play, even though he wasn't feeling that good.
Love it. Hey, Zach, does Will Lutz get a game ball?
Oh, he absolutely should get a game ball. In fact, let's one-up that, Knowshon. Let's give him AFC Offensive Player, Special Teams Player of the Week. 5 for 5 on field goals. The Broncos do not win this game without Will Lutz. And I got to tell you what, after the game, Sean Payton was talking about Will Lutz and, you know, how he hasn't missed a kick since that final kick against the Chiefs. And Sean said, no, guys. He didn't miss that kick. That kick was blocked. That's on the coaches.
Right.
It would have gone in if it wasn't for him. So he has all the confidence in the world in Will Lutz.
Love it. I love it.
Awesome.
I would talk about the run game, honestly. I don't even want to waste your time. I think we've been here long enough. I'm done. I'm done with the run game, bro. I mean, are you done yet? Or, well, tell me.
Do you need to run the ball when you have Mr. Bo Nix there, Knowshon? Why not just throw the ball 50 times, rack up 400 passing yards, just go that way? I don't think running backs would like that, would they, Knowshon?
I don't think so. But yeah, I think it's just another game where they we're in the shadows again. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the run game. I don't even know what to ask you honestly about it. I think after this last
I can tell the
question,
frustration's there.
I mean, I don't get it really. I mean, it's a thing where we just gotta, go with another running back and kind of just stick with them. I don't want you to have to answer all that, but like, what's up with the running game? Come on, real quick.
Man, I mean, Knowshon, especially at the beginning of the game, Jaleel turns out to be the hot hand. Two carries for 29 yards, and then he gets injured, kind of sideline. That totally killed the hotness with this, but. I think going with the hot hand approach is dangerous, especially when you're truly relying on the hot hand approach week in and week out, because it's probably not always going to hit. And then you're going to have to cycle through running backs to find out who's hot. And so I think the Broncos are going to have to kind of identify one guy and go with them. I mean, we thought Audric Esime was running away with the job against Kansas City. And then today he's not getting the ball until the very end of the game just to run the clock out. So that is going to be something to follow and something that the Broncos need consistency with.
Right, exactly. Oh, good.
Well, Zach, it sounds like what I'm hearing is we don't need running backs. We don't need tight ends. All we need is Bo Nix, and we'll be just fine. But, man, I can't wait to break down the game with you. Oh, you won't be here tomorrow. I don't know if he's staying. I think he's staying in Vegas. I don't know what he's getting into. So you guys see Zach out there. Make sure you take care of him.
Can you guys hear the Win Field Club? It's popping off. Apparently the Raiders don't really care. The Raiders don't really care about winning or not right now. So they're just happy celebrating this game that they played. And I got to tell you what, one last thing really quick. Bo Nix said this felt like a mini home game for the Broncos because of how loud Broncos country was. And I got to tell you, it was at least 50% Broncos fans. It was as loud when the Broncos scored touchdowns as when the Raiders scored touchdowns. So we already knew Los Angeles was a mini home game for the Broncos. Add Las Vegas as a mini home game as well. The Broncos only have one divisional true road game, and that's in Kansas City.
I love it, man. Well, I can't wait to see you on Tuesday. I hope you don't have too much fun out there. But it'll be me and Hank tomorrow on the postgame show. But much love, man. Appreciate you for joining us.
Safe travels, babe.
See you, fellas.
All right, that'll do it for us. Me and my boy Knowshon. We're done. Next week, you'll see me, Knowshon, Jarrell. We'll even have a couple special guests, so it'll be fun. Little linebackers, I can't tell too much. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. here for the DNVR Broncos show. Peace out.
We all silly like the mayor.